This story contains content that might not be suitable for children. Viewer discretion is advised. Please read this creepypasta, and this is inspired and similar to the Lorax 2, Bootleg Edition and Ice Age, Lost movie. Do you remember The Grinch? Well, it's a book illustrated by Dr. Seuss back in the 1950s. Fast forward to 2000 and a live-action movie created by Universal and Imagine was released, and was based on the book like I really said earlier. Well, if you don't know it, a strangest bootleg sequel was created to make people think that it was an official sequel to How the Grinch Stole Christmas. One day, I was walking at a sidewalk until suddenly I saw a DVD that caught my eye in the ground. It was a sequel to The Grinch and the cover was the Grinch laying down, dead with a machete knife through his stomach. On top of the cover was the logo that read Drive Seuss the Grinch 2, The Death of the Grinch, but with some difference, and that color was red for some reason. How strange. I took the DVD home and popped it on my DVD player. It took me to the menu. The menu was just the poster of the Grinch, but make it a creepier with the dead who's on a red background, and the options were play, bonus features, and settings. I pressed play. The movie began with the Universal Pictures logo, but the earth was darker and rusty and it was red and the fanfare was low-pitched for some reason. It cut to black and the text Universal Studios Presents appears in white, then the text A Brian Grazer Production appears in white also. After that, the logo that was seen on the DVD cover appears. This lasted for 10 seconds until it cuts to black. It cut to The Grinch cries realistically. It wasn't a cartoon crying, but he cries that sounds like a depressed man for some sort of reason. Then it cut to black and it showed the Grinch leaves his own cave for really some sort of reason, but what's gonna happen with him? Or he was about to suiciding himself. There was a black screen for 5 seconds until the Grinch light up the sticks to create firelight. I could hear the Who's loud scream in the background along with bite sounds mixed with him. I could also hear Cindy Lou Who's screams, which was unsettling, because the Who's are my favorite characters. It stopped a few minutes later, then the sound returned, but this time a beastly roar that would never ever make me watch the movie again. It sounded beastly, unhuman and itchy. It was like some people been tortured mixed along with blood-curdling people shrieks which carried on forever. The camera never moved, as the Grinch started to change in appearance, appearing more dehydrated, skinny, bony, and old. Each time they get more dehydrated, the louder the shrieks from outside the cave progress. It now started to sound like beating and people screaming like torture. It was too scary to look at, and I feel like my good old days are falling apart. Finally, after minutes of torture, the Grinch turned into bones and his screaming stopped. It fades to black and then fades to a scene that will make me avoid the Grinch anytime it's mentioned. It shows the image of the Grinch hanging by his own gallows with his blood. The movie ends with the credits, but no music played. I got so scared that I took the DVD out and went outside and smashed it with a hammer. Because I'm too scared for the Grinch too. I'll never watch that movie ever again.